All right, we're live. Alrighty, good evening and welcome to Start Huddle's first ever pitch competition. We're gonna wait just a few more seconds to let people join on our YouTube live, but we're very excited to have everyone. We've had a cohort of over 10 students learn about entrepreneurship through Be the Founders 4 sessions over the month of March. We've had guest speakers and workshops that discussed everything from idea generation to the business model canvas. And some of our cohorts already have young business ideas and will be competing to expand their business operations in the Northwest Ohio region. And others will be bringing an idea to life. And we've had some amazing guest speakers that have spoken to our students over the month. We've held Saturday sessions every afternoon, and we've had people like Bethany Starlin of the Ohio FFA Association, Dr. Gene Poor, professor at Bowling Green State University, Molly Reams Thomas, and Adam Ceylon from Jumpstart Toledo talk to us about what it takes to be a small business owner in Toledo, but also really some of the nitty gritty things about starting a business and some of the obstacles that students face, but also some of the opportunities like Start Huddle and like Be the Founder that students have the opportunity to take advantage of. In addition, Start Huddle has many gracious donors and sponsors for this event. We have big thanks to the SSOE group that is designing and building the future for clients, colleagues, and communities, but also Jute Mode for sponsoring our t-shirts and the Toledo Public Library for their support. We thank these organizations and businesses for their choice to invest in the next generation of entrepreneurs. And tonight, I'm also pleased to have Zach Huber and Molly Reams Thompson as our judges for tonight's event, who will be judging our 4 participants. So we're going to take one quick minute and let our first presenter, Maya Stepnick, prepare for her presentation. And a little bit of background for those watching: students will have 10 minutes to present, 5 minutes for a presentation, and 5 minutes for questions. If there is more time for questions, they can take full advantage of that.
All right, would you like me to start pulling this up now?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. All right, am I free to start now?
I will start the timer and I'll let you know.
Just one moment. I'm just getting everything set up on the tech end. We're all good on the tech end.
Judges, are you guys ready? Okay, perfect. Maya, you can begin.
All right, so my name is Maya Stepnick. It is nice to be here with everyone tonight. I'm just going to start off by explaining what my business is right now. In the fall, last fall, I started my own handmade jewelry business, and I mostly specialize in crystal and gemstone pieces that are wire wrapped, but I kind of branch out a little bit, but that's my main specialty. So I'm just going to start by introducing myself. Some of my interests out of my business include I'm a dancer and I'm an actress. I also love to bake. I love making cakes for birthdays and anything along those lines. I am also an avid reader, and one of my favorite things to do is just be out in nature. I love to go on bike rides and camping and anything along that line. So some of my business experiences, my favorite part, I think, about running a small business, I'd really love to get to know other young entrepreneurs in the Toledo area through this program, and also through some of my friends I've reached out and people I've met on social media. So that's been really amazing to get to work with other people. And I also really love to get to know my customers through polls and just through talking to some of them and people in my community. So that's been pretty awesome. So I'm just going to start off with what the reasons are why a lot of people refrain from buying jewelry. I have talked to some of my customers about this and some of my friends, and I've come to the conclusion that there are 5 main reasons why a lot of people do not purchase jewelry. So I'm just going to talk about the 3 main ones. First, a lot of jewelry that people find is too expensive and they just don't have the money to pay for jewelry that's going to be that expensive, especially if they're not interested in it and they're not going to wear it often. The second main reason is that it is easy to lose. So actually about 60% of people who responded said that that's the main reason why they do not buy jewelry, is because they're afraid they're going to lose it. So what's the point, right? And this is especially with people who don't own a lot of jewelry, so they don't have a special box or organizer dedicated to their jewelry. And the third main reason has to do with cost, and it's because a lot of jewelry businesses, especially on Etsy and other online platforms, are made by people who are just kind of trying to make some extra money, especially younger kids, and they don't spend the time dedicated to learning the craft that they're trying to sell their jewelry in. So there's a lot of cheaply made jewelry that just doesn't look that nice. One other main reason that I don't have on here, but I'd like to add, is that a lot of people have told me that they just don't know their ring size, so they refrain from purchasing any rings. And I've learned that the best way to kind of work with this is I've recorded videos for my customers on how to do that, and also along with necklace chain length. So I've just kind of really tried to build communication with my customers. That way they feel more confident about buying jewelry that will fit them and that they'll enjoy wearing. So some of the things that I do to make my business stand out, I sell high quality items. So all of my gemstones that I use are genuine, and along with the crystals. And my prices are relatively mid-range. I don't use any plastic beads or anything that's not genuine crystal, but I also don't sell very high priced items. I try to stay in the middle. Second, I am striving to use reusable packaging. So as you can see here on the left, this is an example of what all my jewelry products come in. It's just a hand-stamped fabric bag. So this is used to store jewelry, and this also makes it easier to keep track of small items, including rings. So it solves that problem of why people are always losing their jewelry. And lastly, a lot of items on Etsy shops are not customizable. So a lot of my items are customizable, so people can ensure that they're getting jewelry that they'll enjoy wearing and that they really like. So one of the last things I want to talk about is my main customer base. I've narrowed it down to 3 groups of people who mostly purchase my items, and those are men who are buying gifts for the holidays for their loved ones and for their children, women between the ages of 30 and 60, and they mostly are buying earrings and necklaces. And lastly, teen girls between the ages of 14 and 17, and they really like rings. So what I use this information for is to kind of track down on what my target is and how I can best sell what I am working on.
Okay, Maya, your 5 minutes is up, but I think you can keep that slide up and keep your presentation up. And I think the judges' questions will allow you to expand on a little more about your plans for the business and why you deserve some of the seed funding grant money. So Molly and Zach, the floor is yours to ask questions to Maya.
Great job, Maya. I think you're doing really well. I have a couple questions for you. Where do you primarily sell your materials on Etsy, or do you have any in-person sales?
Yeah, so I do some sales with people in the area, especially around holidays. I've experimented with doing some like bundle bags and working with other small businesses. So around Valentine's Day, I did like chocolates from local chocolate and succulents from a local greenhouse. And I did those in person, but it is mostly online. This is actually my last slide, so I'll just show you right here. One of my main goals is that I want to have some products in some storefronts, especially Handmade Toledo. So I have my application turned into them, and I'm hoping to have some sales through there soon.
And where do you source your materials from? Where are you buying the things that you use to make the jewelry?
So I get my materials from a variety of different online websites. I would love to start. There's some local bead areas. There's one specific local bead store in Toledo and some other ones in the Ohio area that I'd love to start buying from soon. But right now I'm mostly doing online because of the pandemic.
Okay. And then my last question is, since you're doing online sales, what kind of activities do you do to market yourself? I know it's really tough environment to, make yourself really stand out there. So what kind of things have you done for that?
Yeah, so I try to build my persona on social media. I haven't done any lives yet, but I'm working on furthering my advancements with learning how to do reels and videos like that customers really like to use to get to know who I am. And I like to just contact my customers through social media and just kind of let them know who I am. So it's mostly through social media.
Okay, that was all the questions I had. So thank you.
Thank you.
Maya, great job. I've worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs, and there are a lot of adult entrepreneurs who are not as articulate as you were. So really great job, and I appreciate the effort you put into this. I also have a couple of questions. You sort of touched on one with Zach's question about social media. Do you plan to do any kind of advertising, any kind of targeted advertising specific to your demographics?
Yes, I do. And that's one of the things that if I win an award from this competition, I will definitely use a good amount of the money from that to work on advertising. I know like certain social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram have programs that you can just advertise through there. So that's probably what I would plan on doing.
Okay. And then the other question I have is, how have you gone about determining how to price items?
So I use my prices, and they've kind of changed as I've gone through this business program and also just since the fall. But I just kind of use, I think about what products I am buying, so the materials that I'm using, and then also how long it's taking me. So the products that are the most expensive are mostly products that are all products that take me a lot longer. So my most expensive item in my shop currently right now is $30, and it takes me about 2 hours to make. But everything else is cheaper and takes less time.
Okay. And then out of curiosity, how long have you been doing this and how did you get into it?
So I have been doing this. I created my Etsy business in October of last year, so less than a year. And I've always kind of enjoyed making jewelry, but I didn't really have a lot of materials and I didn't know a lot about it. So I just kind of make things for me to wear that didn't necessarily look so great. And I got really interested this summer as I was like starting to get creative because of COVID, and I was trying to find new hobbies and also trying to find some ways to raise money for a school trip that I've been trying to save up for. So I was planning on having a summer job. So I was like, okay, how can I get creative? But it became way more than that. And I actually really enjoy it and hope to keep this going for a while.
Great. Well, thank you. Awesome job.
Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you, Maya. It was great hearing about your business and how you hope to expand it. Our next participant is Madison Repass, so we'll give her some time to prepare her presentation on the screen.
Okay, so I'm trying to work with 2 different devices right now, so this will take just...
No worries. Technical difficulties are a serious issue, and we understand. We'll give you some time.
Okay, let me know if you guys can see that.
Yep.
Okay, am I good to start?
Yes, the floor is yours.
Okay, so I own Madison Art Writing, and this is my presentation. And here are just a few quick photos of what's to come in this presentation. So hello, I'm Madison. I'm the owner and creator of Madison Art Writing. I love using my talent of calligraphy to inspire others. I work hard to achieve my goals while maintaining excellent grades and a small business. I use my business platform to let others know that if they work hard, they can accomplish their big goals as well. And if you don't catch me writing calligraphy, you will find me reading, playing tennis, or dancing. So here's my question for you. Have you ever attended a wedding and completely cringed at a handwritten sign that you saw? Who wrote that one? I included that photo because I did see that at a wedding I attended. Trust me, I have seen them too. That's when I got creative and thought of Madison R. Writing wedding signs. So I wanted to take my calligraphy skills and I want to use them to benefit brides. And yes, that table, the center card was made out of cardboard. So I thought brides should not have to worry about writing their own signs on their special day. So I first started calligraphy as a fun hobby, and I actually taught myself. And I decided, you know what, let me make a business out of it. So right there's my logo of my current shop. So I currently sell stickers, and as you can see right there, I have a lot of assortment of stickers. And I also sell custom digital art as well as custom pieces people want me to make. So a few times I will get people say, hey, can you please make a few stickers for these cups I have? And I'm totally willing to do that. So I came up with reasons why brides would not want to buy good quality wedding signs. And here they are. One is the signs have a high price. I was looking on Etsy, there were $80 signs. $80 per sign for your wedding. The venue, the dress, the food is already enough. I would not want to pay $80 per sign for my wedding. I also found that there's limited selection on signs, and a lot of brides can't find many options. Another reason is you can't decide on a sign to fit your wedding theme. So some brides have a very specific wedding theme, and there aren't many signs to get creative with that. There are lack of calligraphers in their local area. So locally, there aren't many calligraphers in general. So if you're local and you'd like a local calligrapher, it's pretty hard to find. So that leads to that calligraphers are limited and are hard to find. So with Madison R. Writing, I believe I can fix their problems by having affordable pricing. I want to make a profit, but I'm not going to want so much of a profit that it's crazy expensive. That's not necessary to me. I just want brides to enjoy their special day. Another thing is I want to have multiple platforms to contact and order from. So I currently have Instagram, Etsy, a website. I'd like to make my website better, etc. I will have custom designs to fit with the wedding theme, and I'll work with local and non-local brides. With the prize money, I would love to invest in a high quality website because that's so important to me. I would love to have a website where people can actually shop from it. I would also like to invest in some business ads and promotions. I know I've been seeing a lot of Instagram business ads, and I believe those would really help. I would also like to purchase some chalkboard signs to use as rentals so brides can rent signs out instead of buy them. I also would invest in business supplies and utensils. Some examples are some chalk markers to write on the chalkboards, Fudenosuke pens, which are special calligraphy pens, etc. A big goal of mine is to have multiple wedding orders at once, as well as expanding into party and holiday events. The right advertising will help me reach that goal. And I would also love to purchase more chalkboards, as you can see in that photo, so I can use multiple at once for different weddings. Ideally, I would start wedding calligraphy and make a profit out of it and keep selling stickers and digital art on the side. In the meantime, while I wait for orders, I can frequently promote on social media, create additional art, and get feedback from clients. To be specific, I would sell wedding centerpieces, table cards, name cards, food signs, and signs of any kind. Thank you all so much for this opportunity. I'm so grateful.
Okay, Zach, Molly, and Roy, the time is yours to ask questions and get any clarification from Madison.
Awesome job, Madison. I think you did a really good job. I only have two questions that I could think of right now. One is, do you select the materials that you're writing on, or do the brides select the materials?
So far I've done 3 weddings, and I would love to have the bride select the materials so I can have options for them. Like I stated, they don't have many options right now. So I would love to have chalkboards and maybe even glass signs, maybe even mirrors to write on, which would be super fun to test out, try out. So far, the weddings I've done, it's been just chalkboards and cardstock paper.
Okay. And my other question was, let me preface this with it's great to have a niche market, so don't read into this too much, but have you considered branching out past weddings? Because I think there's could be other applications like greeting cards or other things like that.
Yeah, so I was actually thinking about this, and I would also, after weddings, after I've, been in the business for a while with weddings, I would really like to start doing parties and holiday events. That would be really fun to test out and have expand with.
Okay, thank you.
Madison,
you.
you did a really great job. Thank you for presenting. It was very, very thorough. And I like the work that you've done to really come at this from a well-rounded approach. And my question is, are you partnering with anybody or any organizations or companies to help kind of get the word out and expand your reach?
Yes, so I actually have been. So I currently go to a tennis company called Launchpad Tennis. I have made water bottles for them, and I've made logos for their water bottles and everything. I'm selling those currently. I also have been, I think I'm about to partner with St. Francis, and I'm going to make them a bunch of water bottles. This is all using my new Cricut machine I got for Christmas, and I can just easily make stickers with that. I've also been working with a yoga studio I go to called Yogaja Yoga, and I've been trying to make art for them. I've also been working with my school, Toledo School for the Arts, and I've been teaching free cursive courses because I believe every person deserves the right to know cursive, because it really pains me to hear that they aren't teaching that anymore. So I just want to make sure everyone has that.
I know it's very sad when my kids stopped learning cursive, but have you thought about doing something like fundraisers where if you're already working with the schools and these organizations, it might also be a great opportunity to like a natural expansion. It's sort of similar to what Zach was saying.
Yeah, I have not thought about that, but I think that's actually a really good idea. I would definitely want to work with some other small businesses too for that. And I really hope that I can just show people that, hey, I'm out there and I create amazing calligraphy and I really work hard for what I do. I think that would be a great idea.
That's great. And one more question is, I can't remember my question. Give me a second and I will. Darn it. It was around, I'll think of it in just a second. Roy, did you have any questions?
We can hop back to you. Roy, do you have any questions for Madison?
Yes, first and foremost, Madison, I thought you did a really, really good job. I can feel your energy as an entrepreneur. So it sounds to me like you're on your way. Just a couple.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Keep up the good work. Just one question to start, maybe a follow-up. Where do you see yourself going with this? Is this supplemental income for you? Do you see this as a career path long-term because of the possibilities that you have with being able to scale this business? And then the follow-up question would be, what is your quarter-to-date revenue? I mean, we're at the end of the Q1 2021, just to get a feel for the sales volume that you're generating with this product.
Yeah, so follow-up question. I'm sorry. So you're saying in the future. So in the future, I would love to envision myself being a well-known brand. So just like Kate Spade, I'd really love to have my brand out there, maybe even Home Goods, start creating like work for homes. That would be amazing to do. I use my funds and my profit. I would love to start using that for my school. So I recently got accepted into a local Catholic school, St. Ursula Academy, and I'm very excited to go, but funding is a little bit hard for my family. And I was so blessed enough to get funding enough for this year, but I'd really like to use that for future years, my profits for future years. So right now, currently, I'm getting scheduled for a few more weddings, and not just signs, but also name cards and everything. Each wedding is around $250. It just depends on what the person wants. It depends on if they're providing the place cards. Some people want card stock, some people provide that. It really depends on what they would like, what kind of supplies they'd like, anything like that. So I'm really hoping I can expand my business into something really well known. I have a lot of people I really look up to that have businesses. I know someone named Danielle Holleran. She owns a business called Details and Swirls, and she sells custom signs for people's houses that they put up, and they love it. And I would just love to be known for that.
Excellent. Thank you.
Alrighty,
Thank
so
you.
Madison, your time is up. We will pass it on to our next presenter. Shalaya will be presenting on herself today. She is a part of a team with Janisa. So you can prepare your presentation now. And yes.
Okay. Can you guys see this good?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so hi, I'm Shalaya Thomas. My partner is Janisa Johnson, but she couldn't be here with me today. But we are both seniors in high school, and we both go to Toledo School for the Arts. We are both dance majors, and I'm excited to present you Daydreaming Collections, the most fashionable way to jewel and accessorize. So I just want to give a backstory of how I came up with this idea. So originally I came up with this idea. I was just scrolling on my feed, TikTok, and I just kept seeing a whole bunch of jewelry businesses, small businesses, and accessory businesses. And I was like, all of these young ladies are doing it. Why not? And it's really inspiring to see other people doing it. And it's just really motivating. So we will be selling jewelry/accessories that is 90s/Y2K inspired. The jewelry and accessories will be sold through different idea-based collections. So what I mean by that, our first collection might be based on a certain theme within the 90s/Y2K era, or another collection might be based off of a different color scheme. Our jewelry would be hypoallergenic and water resistant, because we don't want the jewelry turning green or your skin turning green. We will plan out the designs for our products, then work with someone, preferably another jewelry business, to help us achieve the look that we want and to help us with the aesthetic we want within 90s/Y2K. We would want to achieve a 90s/Y2K photo shoot to kind of promote our products and to keep our theme, and it will just make people want our products. We'd also love to do pop-up shops at other well-known jewelry/accessories locations, so we can get our name out there. So our original goal was to just target teenagers, typically around the ages of 13 to early 20s, but we decided to open our market up to also people who lived through the 90s/2000 era, because they created some of the most fashionable moments during that time. And it's kind of like, it would be like a throwback thing for them. For us, it's kind of like our generation likes the aesthetic, but they really lived through that. So we want to open it up to them. We want to make our jewelry/accessories affordable, since some of our target audience is high school/college students. And we also understand that since we're a new business, some people might not want to buy expensive jewelry for a business that's just now starting out. We would also create a separate jewelry/accessories collection for people who don't necessarily like the 90s/2000 style. We would want to start an official website to sell our jewelry/accessories. We researched, and this is just an approximate number, 1,000 to 5,000 to have a professionally built website. For a domain name, $2 to $20 per year, hosting $300 per month. And with the prize money, we will most likely put that towards marketing because we want to sell our business to Instagram, promote our business through Instagram. TikTok is a new thing right now, Twitter, Facebook. And we would also pay the person that helps us make our jewelry, and would also have to pay for other Pop Shop materials if we have one. And an Instagram ad costs around 20 cents to $6. So we will be making waist chains, hats and bags, earrings, necklaces, bracelets, anklets, and sunglasses. If you need an example of a waist chain, it's on the bottom left, and none of these pictures are our products. It's just kind of an example of what we're going for. So waist chains would cost $10 to $15 depending on the style. And we also want to create waist chains for all sizes. $13 for hats and bags will cost $3 extra for custom designs options. So like if you want to get a certain name on your bag or just any word on the bag or hat. Earrings, $6 to $15 for hoops or studs. Necklaces, bracelets, anklets, $10 to $15, and sunglasses, $7 to $12. Our mission statement is we want to help people stay in touch with the trends while going back to the past that they all know and love. As young entrepreneurs, we hope we can inspire other young people to pursue what they love and what they are passionate about. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and if you have any questions, I will try my best to answer them.
Alrighty, judges, the floor is yours, and let's switch up the order. We'll start with Roy with any questions that you have to start off with.
First of all, I thought it was a great presentation. Your differentiator is the 90s Y2K theme, and although I wasn't born in the 90s, I was certainly alive in the 90s.
Yes.
The 90s was a really, really good time in my life because my kids were born in the 90s. I think that your price points on your products are really, really good. And I think that you've identified a niche market that I believe you can penetrate. My first question would be, are there any competitors in the space today that that maybe you would be competing for, in terms of attracting customers? And if so, who are they, and what is your strategy to compete with those other players in the space?
Yeah, so I know Claire's, we will compete with Claire's because they also have a 90s collection, but it doesn't really give like kind of that 90s vibe. And there's another shop that I found online when I came up with this idea. It's called Shop Glow Babe. It's another small business, but they don't really have a lot of reviews. But how we would compete with them, we would try our best to achieve that aesthetic within our website theme and our photos to promote our products and with the jewelry in general, so it can really sell that aesthetic.
Okay, wonderful. One quick follow-up. Are these unisex products, or, I'm looking at the sunglasses, would I be able to buy a pair of sunglasses for you, or would I be shopping for my daughter and my wife?
Yes, most definitely. The sunglasses, all of it, we would try to achieve unisex because we don't just want to exclude any genders. We want it for women and also men and kids as well.
Okay, very good. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hi, great job. Like Roy said, I think, not to age us both, Roy, but I think the 90s is, I thought that was a great addition. I know initially you were looking at just the younger audience, but a lot of people have a lot of nostalgic thoughts and fond memories of the 90s. So I think that's a great option to reach back to that audience as well. So my question is, have you connected with any manufacturing partners or potential companies that can help you make these, to identify like how many you have to make to make this cost effective for you?
No, we have not contacted anyone, but we did have a store in mind to help us achieve like to help us make our products. And we were thinking of maybe House of Dow, because House of Dow already has that vintage feel and also already has that time period feel. So that's kind of what we had in mind, but we haven't thought of any other companies that we could partner up with except House of Dow.
Got it. Okay. And then can you refresh me? You spoke briefly about how you plan to reach your audience. Can you tell me again what that is?
We plan to reach our audience through, we plan on making an Instagram page and plan on promoting ourselves on TikTok, because we know that's in right now, TikTok, and also through Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, great. So that I just wanted to, since you're reaching the 90s audience, people who were living in the 90s, many of them, or there might be people who aren't on TikTok, but you can hit them with Facebook and Instagram.
Oh,
so,
yeah, Facebook.
Great,
yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Excellent job.
Thank you.
So I was born in 1990, and we are a nostalgic bunch. So you have a good idea there, and that's why they're rebooting every single television show. My only question is, what was your reasoning behind wanting to manufacture this with a separate company rather than having someone come on board with you and your company to be that manufacturer, like hiring someone, but with your business rather than working with the second business?
I'm sorry, can you reword that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, it wasn't great. So why do you think it would be better for your business to work with a second business to manufacture rather than hire someone to do it in-house for your business?
We did that because we said House of Dow, we'll work with a business who kind of has that vintage feel and can kind of already like show us and help us achieve that. And if we work with a second business, that business might have lived in that time period. So they could kind of help us achieve that, because I wasn't born in the 90s. I only know what I see in the media or with my parents. So I feel like having a second business help us help us have our products be accurate.
Well, it sounds like the three of us can help you. We were all there. So
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, thank you. So that concludes our presenters for today. We're going to go into judge deliberation and take a look at our scores and winners, and we will be back here in a half an hour, exactly at 8:10. I know we got done a little bit early, but we're going to stick to schedule because we're currently on YouTube Live right now. So we want to stick to the schedule, and we will see you all back here at 8:10. So our participants, you can stay on the call, turn off your mics and cameras, or exit and join back on at 8:10. Judges, we're going to go into a breakout room. Alrighty, welcome everyone. It is now 8:10, so we will begin with the award ceremony for the Be the Founder pitch competition. Congratulations to all our participants who participated in the Be the Founder competition. We had over 10 individuals join us for monthly Saturday sessions that talked about everything from starting a business to creating financial projections. And we are very proud of all your hard work in building your small business and developing those ideas. We would like to again thank our sponsors for this event and who will be sponsoring these awards and have been great resources and guidance throughout this process. The SSCEO Group, Jute Mode, and the Toledo Public Library. To give some background for our awards, first place will be $500, second place will be $300, and third place is $200. And all this money will be going towards the development of their business and, of course, the economic development for our region and investing in young entrepreneurs who are really going to set a future precedent for success in the Toledo area. We want to thank our sponsors for their hard work in making sure that youth entrepreneurship has a place in Toledo and forever will. So I will pass it on to President of Start Huddle, Jack Thompson, to present our awards.
Thank you, Jake. And once again, I just wanted to congratulate all the participants on the work that they've done so far and just talk a bit about how great these pitches were. I mean, I've seen a lot of pitches. I've given some pitches myself. I've worked with quite a few people on giving pitches, and I can say unbiased that these are some of the finest pitches I've ever seen. So I know the judges are proud of you, your family, everyone in Toledo, or rather, a lot of people in Toledo are proud of you, and you have the eyes of the community on you. So without further ado, I will announce the third place prize of $200, and that will go to Maya Stepnick with Mindfully Made by Maya. So a little round of applause there, virtual round of applause to everyone watching at home. We're all clapping. Second place goes to Shalia Thomas and Janisa Johnson with Daydreaming Collections. And first place goes to Madison Repass with Madison R. Writing. It was fun to fit that onto one line. But again, congratulations to all. This was a really fun experience for Jake and me both, and I'm sure for the judges. If you would like to stick around just for a few comments, we would appreciate that. Otherwise, to all of our listeners,